Hi guys, I'm Cody Jay and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now today's video is hopefully going to end up turning out okay. I'm not real sure because I decided to reach out to a drama channel and ask them to pick out my full face of makeup for this video. So if you guys want to know who that drama channel is, keep on watching. Okay, I'm pretty excited for this video because I know what my usual routine is. Obviously for my makeup, I like my routine and I don't really change it that often. I'll try new products out and the occasional different technique, but at the end of the day, I'm comfortable with a certain way of doing my makeup, as most of us are. But I decided to reach out to a drama channel and I asked them to pick out my makeup for me, and the drama channel I reached out to is from Dustin Dailey. Now, Dustin Dailey, bless his heart, I sent him pictures of all of my makeup, every single bit of it, and I said, hey, can you please do me a favor and pick out my full face of makeup? He obliged and sent me exactly what he wanted me to use. Now, the problem with that is that I gave him free reign of whatever he wanted me to do or use, and he gave me some simple directions, like for my eyes, he wants me to do a cut crease and stuff like that. He told me what products he wanted me to use. Now, unfortunately, he left out certain products that I feel are crucial to my makeup look. So for those ones, I chose myself. There's only a couple, and there's a couple products, again, that he left out completely that I'm not gonna use at all, such as a primer. So let's get started on this makeup look using the products and the techniques that Dustin Dailey himself picked out for me. So for starters, there's no primer, like I said. And for foundation, Dustin decided for me to use the NYX Professional Born to Glow foundation. This is in the shade Buff. So I'm going to use this, and I'm just gonna take my beauty sponge, which he didn't specify which type of sponge, but like, why would that matter? So I'm just gonna put this on my beauty sponge, and I'm not even sure if this is gonna be a good color match because I haven't used it in a long time, but we'll see. Yeah, that's not bad. That's doable. Now, I did do a review on this NYX Cosmetics foundation, which I will link somewhere if I remember, but it's a pretty good review, and if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, I really liked this. It has a very nice light coverage. It's not definitely something I usually go with. I like a more full coverage foundation. If you've watched my channel for a while, you would definitely know that. I'm a full coverage kind of hoe. But this foundation is really good for if you're just like wanting a really light makeup day, or just kind of doing your makeup to, you know, sit in your home, which we're probably all doing right now since we're kind of on, you know, quarantine pretty much everywhere. So I do like this foundation. So he did pick out a good one. Okay, foundation's on. Now normally I've been doing my eyebrows before my foundation like half of y'all do, but today I decided I'm gonna try doing my eyebrows after my foundation just to kind of see if I maybe want to go back to doing it that way in the future, but most likely I won't, but I'm gonna just do it today because I want to. So I'm gonna be going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. This is in the shade Dark Brown. And I'm just gonna take my normal Jeffree Star brush with a little spoolie attached and just dip into this. And then on the back of my lid, I'm just going to press it in there just to get any excess product off and do these real quick. Alrighty, now that brows are done, I'm going to go in with my concealer. We are using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 15 Light. This is definitely one of my go-to concealers, and I really love this. I usually use this or the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Concealer, but I prefer this generally just because it's a bit darker than my JSC one, so it just kind of depends on what look I'm going for. So we're just going to put this underneath the eyes, of course. Bring it down a little bit. Same over here. I'm going to take my little mini JSC Morphe sponge and just press this in under my eyes. I like to press it really hard under my eyes just to really get that concealer pushed into place, and then underneath a little bit lower, I'll just lightly press it in. Okay, now before my concealer creases up, I'm going to be going in with my Jeffree Star Cosmetics Translucent Magic Star Setting Powder. This is by far the best translucent powder I have ever used. It smells amazing and it just works so well. So I'm just going to take that same little sponge and just really firmly press it in anywhere that we just put that concealer. And we're definitely going to put a little bit extra under the eyes because for me, I don't know about you, but for me, my under eyes crease no matter what. It does not matter what setting powder I use. It does not matter what concealer or foundation combination I use. My under eyes apparently are either super dry or they just hate me. This powder is just so amazing, more than anything, for the fact of how much it blurs. Like, it just makes your under eyes so seamless looking. Again, for me, I crease a little bit, but as far as just it blurring and just making it look so soft, it does that. It really, really looks so good. Looks like I haven't been awake for the last 2 days. Now I'm just gonna set this translucent powder aside for a little bit because I am going to be coming back to it. I'm going to be trying a new contouring technique on my nose that I see Nikki tutorials using all the time, so I'm going to need that here in a few moments. So next I'm going to go with my Makeup Revolution Pro HD contouring palette. This has definitely been one of my go-tos lately, and if you have one that you would recommend me trying out, I would appreciate it if you'd let me know in the comments below, because like I said in the intro or the beginning of this video, I kind of usually stick with the same products. I don't like to branch out that often, but I would like to try something new other than this because I use this kind of all the time, so please let me know. So lately I like using a rather large fluffy brush when I'm doing my contouring. Usually I would be using something like this, which is a lot smaller than this, but I just like the really diffused kind of warm glow that I get when I'm using something bigger like this bronzing brush. So I'm going to dip into the shade right here down at the bottom and start contouring this face. You see how it just has that beautiful glow, like there's no harsh lines whatsoever. It's just such a beautiful diffused contour, and that is what I'm all about. Now, I don't know about you, but a huge problem I have, or a bad habit I have, is going in with my contouring powder while my foundation is still a little bit dewy or tacky. And when I do that, it just kind of like sticks to my foundation. And then I do have like a really hard splotch, if that's even a word, of contour. And then I have to like buff it out a lot with my beauty sponge. And it's just a mess, and it just takes a moment to like fix. So I've definitely been giving my foundation and concealer a little time to set before I go in with my contouring powder, and it just makes it all blend out so seamlessly. It's almost no effort whatsoever. Now let's take this 5 head down to a 4 head because our Lord and Savior did not want to bless me with an appropriate sized forehead, so we gotta fake it till we make it. Okay, now that we have some structure to the face, the contouring technique for my nose that I saw Nikki tutorials doing is where she just pretty much gets her bronzer, but I'm actually going to go in with the same contouring shade, and she just goes over her entire nose and then bakes the side of it for a little bit, then brushes it off, and then it kind of gives her this super snatched nose. Now for me, I don't like my nose. People always make fun of my nose for some reason because apparently it's so atrociously ugly, whatever. But I'm going to try this out because I don't like the way it looks when I contour it, just because it's not dramatic enough for me, because in person I can see that it's a little bit more slim, but in photos and on camera I don't think you can see that there's any contouring at all. If I just go down the side with a brush like this, usually a really small one, I just kind of go down the bridge of my nose and I blend it out a little bit. So we're going to try a different technique today and hope that this does a much better job and kind of gives me more of a dramatic snatched look. So she usually just brushes her entire nose to give it that color. Okay, so now we have a very, very dark nose, which is what she does. And then I'm going to take my little mini sponge because it's got the flat edge on it, and then we're going to dip into this translucent powder and carve out the sides of it. Okay, once this is sat on my face for a little bit, I'm just going to brush it off this brush real quick and see what we have. Okay, it definitely looks better, but not what I want still. So I'm still going to go down the bridge a little bit more like I normally do, just to emphasize it a little bit more. So now that I have pretty much my face base done, I'm going to take my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, give my face a little dousing of this, and then I'm also going to spray a fluffy brush. And we are going to be taking our Jeffree Star Cosmetics Ice Cold Skin Frost, just giving our face a little extra something something. So right on the cheekbones. And then I'm gonna go right down the bridge of my nose just a little bit, just to bring a little bit more attention to the high points of my face. Okay, I cannot wait to get my forehead Botox redone because these two little lines that have these little static lines that I get are absolutely annoying when I'm doing makeup because I'm so expressive and my forehead moves a lot. So like creases immediately, there's nothing I can do about it at all, like literally at all. I've tried. So my Botox fixes all that, but we're quarantined and not getting paid right now, so that's not an option. Okay, so now onto the eyeshadow portion. Dustin said he would like me to use the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Blood Sugar palette and, quote, use some pretty colors from Blood Sugar. He also wants me to do a cut crease. He wants me to use one of these blue glitter tubes that I have from Dalzora Cosmetics. And he also wants me to use the Ardell 811 Wispy Lashes, which are here at the top, which I have not used. I usually don't use ones this big on camera because it just kind of looks weird. So as far as using this blue glitter, it's going to be kind of difficult, I feel, for me to find something that like looks cohesive because this palette is all like reds and burgundies and purples and stuff like that. So it's going to be kind of weird, but like what Dustin wants, Dustin gets, you know? Yeah. Okay, so I think to start, I'm going to use Cherry Soda, which is down here at the bottom, on the inner portion of my eyes, and on the outer corner and outer V, I'm going to be using Fresh Meat, which is the darker red, almost purple, right beside it. Now, real quick, I forgot, because I'm kind of scatterbrained these days. To prime my lids, I'm going to be using my P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 01. I still have yet to find a eyeshadow base that is better than this, so if you know one, let me know. Like one that you actually believe is better, not just because you don't like this one. And thank you. But anyway, back to eyeshadow. We'll be taking the Morphe M456 brush with Cherry Soda. I wish I could talk slower, but I literally can't. I'm sorry. Like, if y'all have been subscribed to me for a while, you would know, and you're used to it, and you should just know it's not going to change. Sorry. I have a lot to say, and I don't want to spend all day saying it. You know? You know. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to stamp it in on my inner corner, and pretty much go about halfway around my eyeball in my crease area. I'm just going to stamp that on for maximum pigmentation, and then we will blend out the top, the lighter shade, here in a second. Okay, now that we have that red stamped on, we're going to take Cherry Soda again on the same brush, tap it off, make sure there's nothing, you know, extra on the brush, and we're very gently going to go around the edges and blend them out just to make sure that there's no harsh lines, because y'all know we don't do harsh lines on this channel. At least we try not to. But doing this definitely just softens it up, and it lightens it, and it just makes it flow and look so much more appealing. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, now once you have the shadow blended out pretty decently, I'm going to just wipe this brush off on a paper towel, and then actually real quick I'm going to be dipping into a Tongue Pop, which is the really light nude shade right here. And again, with that same brush, I'm going to lightly dip into that, and we're just going to go over the very top with the lightest bit of pressure, just to continue blending it a little bit. And we also are just trying to lighten it up a little bit more, just to make sure it has that really super blended effect. Okay, that's looking really good. And I took my shadow into my inner corner and out a little bit more than normal, just because I kind of wanted more of a dramatic look today, especially since we're doing a cut crease. So now I'm going to take a Morphe M433 brush. It's just slightly larger than the M456. And then we're going to be dipping into Fresh Meat, which was that second shade I showed you, which is a much darker red, almost purple. And we're just going to blend this into the first shade, and we're going to be taking this on our outer corner of our eyes. Now you want to make sure that is blended seamlessly, which it currently is. There's no harsh lines, there's no difference between the colors, it just blends in absolutely seamlessly. So I'm going to take that brush, wipe it off on a paper towel, and with nothing on the brush at all, I just tapped it like there's something on it. There's nothing on it, it's just have it. We're going to go along the very edge of that darker red, almost purple shade, just to make sure we can buff it out and make sure that there's nothing harsh at all. Okay, now that we have those main colors on, that's all I'm going to do for just right now. So now I'm going to take my P. Louise base again, and I'm going to cut my crease. Now to cut my crease, I'm going to be taking my Morphe M124 brush. It's just a flat brush like this. I like this because it's kind of rounded and it just adheres to the shape of your eye pretty nicely, at least mine. So I'm just going to put this base on the back of my hand as usual, and just kind of stamp onto it on both sides. And we're going to cut this crease. Now again, for me, I have hooded eyes. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Hooded eyes here. If you've been here once or twice before, y'all already know this. So I'm going to take this cut crease pretty much all the way over. We're going to end it right here, because when we get out to this outer corner, we're going to blend in that darker shadow into whatever we put on our lid, just to make sure it's seamless. Now that is a pretty stunning cut crease if you ask me. I'm kind of a cut crease king these days. Look at that. That's perfect. Now, as far as matching to the other side, might not be perfect, and it most likely won't be, because I can never match anything to both sides. But at least this eye is good and it's my good eye, so that's kind of all that matters, you know? So as far as the lid, I think I want to just keep this lid really bright. Usually I put like a gold or something super pink or dark on that, but I think today I'm actually going to keep it really light and airy, if you will. So I'm going to be using Candy Floss, which is this really bright, light pink right here. It's a shimmer, of course. So I'm going to be using that, and hopefully it kind of packs a punch, but like not in an overwhelming way. We'll see. So I'm going to be taking a Morphe M224 brush. It's just a much larger version of the brush that we pretty much just used, but I like this for packing on shimmers onto my lid. So I'm just going to take that candy floss on both sides, and this shadow is very soft, so I usually get a little bit of fallout, but nothing crazy. And we're just going to press this on. Now what I like about when I cut my crease with something so bright as this P. Louise base on something so red like these eyeshadows is that the base kind of turns, you know, a light pink color. So when I'm putting a color similar to it on top of it, it's just really nice because you don't have to put a lot of work into it and it just blends in seamlessly. It covers up any little crease cutting mistakes if you had anything, any weird, like, you know, chunks on it, and it just kind of makes it solid. I don't know. It's like the concealer pretty much already lays out the color that you want when it kind of mixes in with the red, and you're just kind of putting a little bit of shimmer on top. Okay, we got that pink on there. Nothing too crazy, but definitely looks better than what it was. So it definitely has that little iridescence of pink, and I'm loving it. So let me do the other eye real quick. Okay, now we have the lids all done, and I'm going to take that Morphe M456 brush and dip into Fresh Meat one last time. And we're going to blend in the outer corners with that line that we made with our cut crease, just to make sure it blends in together. Okay, now that the top of our eyes are finished, they're looking pretty beautiful and kind of vibrant, which I'm loving. You all know I love some red eyeshadow. So for under my eyes, I'm just going to take my Morphe M433 brush that we used earlier, clean off any excess by just simply wiping on a paper towel, and I'm going to take the very first shade we used, which was Cherry Soda, and I'm just going to lightly run that underneath my eyes and connect it with the outer corner. So now I'm just going to take a little pencil brush, and I'm going to be dipping into Glucose, which is the pure white up here at the top. I'm going to be using that instead of a shimmer for my inner corner highlight because I just feel like I want something super, super bright on my inner corner. So I'm just going to stamp that right on my inner corner. How many times can I say inner corner in 5 seconds? Okay, that definitely brightens it up a lot, which is what I wanted. Okay, onto the waterline. Dustin did not give me anything to use, but I feel like I'm going to cheat just a little bit and pick a liner out of my little bin over here. So let's see what we got. Okay, there's actually nothing in there I want to use, so I'm just going to use a black Wet n Wild liner instead of something colored like I normally use. You know, all know I love bright colored waterline, but apparently not today. I love how liner, whether it's black or something like super colored, just really, really makes your eyes just completely change. And I love black sometimes because it does give you kind of like a smoldering look, like if I look like that. Whatever. Trying to be all sexy there, that didn't work. Now don't worry, I have not forgotten about the blue glitter liner that Dustin requires me to use. I still have no idea how that's going to go with this, but we're going to find out. So real quick though, I'm going to be using my Great Lash Mascara by Maybelline New York and give my lashes a nice little coating of this. Okay, so for lashes, like I showed you earlier, Dustin picked out the Ardell Wispies 811 lash. So I'm just going to take that with my Bella & Co. lash glue and my beautiful little pink tweezers and throw these bad boys on. Okay, so lashes are on, and good call, Dustin, on these Ardell lashes. They actually are really, really beautiful and do look good on camera as far as I can tell, so hopefully they look good to you guys. Okay guys, this look is just about complete, so to finish it off we need a nice liquid lipstick. So the liquid lipstick of choice today is Family Jewels by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. So we are just going to throw this on real quick and finish this look up. Okay guys, the lip is on. Everything looks cohesive. It looks stunning. Now I decided to use my little executive privilege that I have of, you know, being the owner of this YouTube channel, and I'm not going to use this blue liner. I've been trying to think of how I'm going to use it this entire video, and I just honestly love the way this whole eye looks, and I don't want to ruin it with some blue liner. So I'm sorry, Dustin, I'm cheating. I'm not using it. Sue me. Whatever. We love this look, and we're not about to ruin it with some random blue liner, so sorry. Sorry. So real quick, I'm gonna give my face one last spritz of my Morphe setting spray. Oh, it's so refreshing. It's such a fine mist. So that is today's video. Thank you so much, Dustin Dailey, for choosing the majority of my makeup for me. I definitely thought this was a lot of fun. It was kind of nice to pretty much just let you have the reins on what I throw on my face. Sounded kind of weird, but thank you so much. I do appreciate it. If you guys have any recommendations as to who you would like to see choose my full face of makeup next, please let me know in the comments below, and of course either tag them on YouTube or on Twitter. I would really appreciate that. And if you guys would like to follow me on my social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok, all at Cody Jay Artistry. And of course, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up down below. Click the big red subscribe button so you can join my YouTube family. Turn on my YouTube post notifications by clicking that bell icon and changing it to all, and I will see you guys in the next one.